flawless defensive effort score. That was certainly one of the better ones in recent times, but probably one of the better ones for a long while, I guess.
Yeah, and to be fair, we were disappointed to let the tries in, obviously, when we went down to 12 men. So Dion had a bit of a brain explosion there. I think he didn't want Budgie to get one over on him, I guess, and his emotions got the better of him. So we got away with that, I guess, with the outcome at the end. But we looked really dominant defensively, forcing some errors and probably forcing a little bit of a bit out of OKR that they didn't normally do in attack, which is a positive sign. So, but yeah, I've said it before. When your group's got personality and character, you can do some pretty good things, and I thought you saw that in abundance tonight.
I mean, not more so than that. I mean, the back three was a half-back shot hooker and two centres, basically.
Yeah. But again, we've practiced well. Chris Ianu and Kurt Haggerty have been brilliant this week, as have all the staff, the medical staff, the conditioning staff, and we've had a really good week. The lads have been receptive, they've done all their own work, they've done really well. Sounds like school, doesn't it? But yeah, so we had a fair bit of belief in us coming into the game, and they followed the plan brilliantly, and we had the best player on the field in Sneed, who couldn't touch the ball enough times. He looked like he was on the backfield having a lot of fun, didn't he? And ultimately he was probably the difference.
He's played a lot of roles. He's full-back. Chris plays or practices regularly?
A bit, because usually he needs to stand on a wing or in a centre or a loose forward or hooker. So he gets enough reps at them all. But the late change was late. It was effectively as we was walking out. We got the nod, so there were no chat. There were no. We hadn't prepped for it. It wasn't an injury that was lingering over Ryan. It was a very, very late call, and he just stepped into it. And he was brilliant, really. He positioned himself for some of the kicks, in particular in the first half. So yeah, we've sat up here before and spoke, and said what we think about Chris, and I think I spoke when we were on camp in Portugal and spoke about him then, because during pre-season as well, filling in all them roles and making sure we were covered in different positions. He's invaluable.
Was it a thigh injury for Ryan?
His groin tightened up, so I think you've seen last night a good example. The league players, they train on a 4G pitch and then they go on that Saints pitch, which is really heavy, and they get 2 calf tears. Well, we've been plagued with calf tears over the last 2-3 years. You've heard me whinge about that many a time on here, but the pitch, but our training pitch resembled Saints pitch last night, and last week it was untrainable, so we went on a 4G pitch, and then the load builds up, and that's the outcome. So we, rather than take a risk and losing for weeks, we confidently made a late change.
Was there a temptation to bring Nofaluma in after you've been in a week? Or is it still not enough training to get used to it?
No, I wasn't really tempted. He's probably only trained with us 2 or 3 times now, because the games are coming thick and fast. He's missed most of pre-season over in Australia, so I'm really chilled. He's really chilled. We communicate regular. He's looking more comfortable in the group, but he's got to get his reps in, because as you've seen with our defence tonight, you've commended the defence that we did, but they were pretty connected. So it's important that they're connected, and reps in practice is really important for him. But if needs must, then we would have chucked him in. But it's nice to come through games with a clean bill of health, and be able to choose and pick wisely, and when he feels comfortable and when we feel comfortable. So it's that's where it's at with it, So it's tempting, but we're okay with the wingers that we've got at the minute, because they're playing very well. So there's a few reasons why we're not rushing anything until we're all comfortable.
Anyone else?
Oh, just a quick one. Everyone talks about, OKR sort of spending power, bringing in big money signings and Salford selling players. That sort of team spirit that you've sort of built your last couple of seasons on, once again, so you can't sort of buy that sort of desire, can you?
No, that is true. Obviously, we've been known for the way we play and attractive football. I think what we've seen in the first 3 games is something a little bit different than probably what you're used to. We'll continue to polish our attack. We spoke about that last week. We felt we were a little bit blunt in areas. We'll continue to polish our attack. And if we can add and build again, was definitely in that building phase again from when I first came in 2 years ago. So we're back to where we were, I guess. But I think we've got a thorough base and foundation of, like I said before, character and personality and toughness, which was a focus during pre-season, and I think we've carried it into the season. So the games are coming thick and fast. We've got all the big hitters coming. We've just had a big hitter in OKR, so that's a fantastic scalp for us. So we've played a good team tonight and come out with 2 points. So it's a good scalp, and I'm very proud of the efforts and very proud of the efforts of the staff as well.
I think it's like 2 wins from 3 now. It's been a decent start to the season. Too early to start thinking about your aims for the campaign, or what are you thinking?
I think there's 3 groups of 4 in Super League. There's a top, middle and a bottom 4. We're well positioned in for the bottom 4, but we want to try and climb to the top of that 4 and start working our way into the middle, and that's the way we'll look at it. So that's where everyone's got us. That's where our spend puts us in terms of spending power. So if we're predicted 11th, then we'll chip away at 10th, and once we get to 10th, we'll chip away at 9th, and so on and so forth. Positions now in the league, 3 games in, they're not even worth looking at, are they? So, however, it's better to have the points than not. So we'll just keep working hard.
Paul, Marc looks like he's enjoyed himself. Obviously he's playing well, but he seems saluting the KR fans when he's kicking the conversions and everything. What is it that you're doing at Salford that's allowing him to just play with a smile on his face? Because he looks like he's always had the ability that he's had, but he just generally looks really relaxed and like he's enjoying it.
I think he understands that how much we value him, and listen to him and let him and give him empowerment, But then as a result of that, he's not a stubborn person. He listens to what we say and follows the instructions that he's given. But we build everything together, and he has a big input in all of that. And I think empowerment, gives you that and gives you buy-in. But I just think Sneed is a good character. He's a good guy. He's a good leader. He's a good pro. And like I said, many times, he's as comfortable on the backfield as he is at Wembley Stadium. The lad just likes playing rugby. He's enjoying himself. He's a kid playing in the street, and you can see it, can't you? It looks like that, and that's why he doesn't feel pressure. Sneed, he's just as happy playing 2v2 in the back ends, and he comes in when street lamps come on.